Hi everybody, John again here for The Human Potential. Today is about relax. Have a cup of coffee and chill out, relax. So, cheers. Why I want to talk to you about relaxing and chilling out is this. My last episode was staying calm in the midst of chaos. I'm here to tell you that despite everyone's thoughts or best interest in trying to destroy the world, destroy the economy, blow up through nuclear war, it is not going to happen. There is not going to be, I assure you, there is not going to be a nuclear war. I assure you, there is not going to be some financial disaster or catastrophe. Now, the US dollar, our monetary system as you know it worldwide, will go away, is going away. One day it will all be gone. That is the truth. It should have already been taken. The people who sort of run things, we've talked about these before, they are manipulating the system, as I call scumbags. I don't like them at all. And remember, when I say someone's a scumbag, I mean it with all loving and kindness. We've all been jerks in our life, right? And it's okay. We say, God, I was a jerk in that situation. That's all I'm saying. You recognize it. The midst of change is admitting and recognizing what we may or may not have done and saying, guess what? I was a jerk in that situation. And we learn from it. We move on. So it's okay it's okay to call somebody a jerk. It's okay to be called somebody a scumbag if the shoe fits. That doesn't mean we dwell on it though. How do we change somebody who's manipulating the system? How do we change the people? Is we change ourselves. We start thinking positive thoughts, positive deeds, positive action. We start chilling, relaxing, have a cup of coffee, whatever that might be, and we relax. But we have done this 1,000 times before, 1,000 times over, and trust me, it doesn't work collapsing the system. Financial failure, destroying the world, whatever the case you want to call it, just doesn't work. People don't learn. People don't grow. People inevitably just go back to their same old patterns. It doesn't happen. I mean, look at 9/11. Look at some of the disasters we've had in the world, right? I mean, it's changed for what, a week, maybe 2 weeks, a month? But then we're right back into what we were doing and, nothing really changes. So we've learned this. We know this. Trust us. We know this. And they think they're in control, the people who run things. They're not. They manipulated you. We're manipulating them. They just don't know it because their egos are so big that they think they're still in control. But we're running everything. And trust me when I tell you, there will not be no collapse of the financial system. There will not be a nuclear war. We have what you would call extraterrestrials, aliens, whatever you want to call it. They're your brothers and sisters in arms. All they are is just advanced beings of you. That's all they are, advanced beings of you. You'll get there one day. You already are there one day. It's just a matter of becoming aware of it. But if there was a nuclear bomb, let's say, or war, they would appear in the sky so fast and knock everything out of the sky. It wouldn't even affect anything, and they would eradicate the radiation within seconds. Boom, like that. It will not happen. We've done this before. We know like what an asteroid does to a planet and the sort of same effects it has of a nuclear bomb. And it pretty much destroys everything on the planet, and then the planet revives itself. Well, what if we do that to humans and the indigenous species that live on the planet? What inevitably happens? If the fundamental core of the person doesn't change, guess what? There is no change. So we fundamentally know that we have to change the fundamental core of the individual in order to create change. And that's what we're doing. With or without you, we're doing it. And a lot of people, unfortunately, won't change. So we have to change everything around them. That's why I thought positive thoughts, positive deeds, positive action, think it, be it, believe it, achieve it. Why? Because we change the whole around them, which inevitably changes the whole environment. So positive thoughts, positive deeds, positive action, living in a state of love is going to create change. It's inevitable. And it's going to happen with or without any of us. It's going to happen. Why? Because there is a massive energy of love that is penetrating this world and has been for a very long time. And it is continuing to do it. You may at one time recall there was a hole in the ozone layer. And people were all concerned about that. Well, what did it do? It allowed us to become aware of the environmental damages that we are causing to the planet and to our environment and our atmosphere. Trust me, you're not causing damage to the planet because the planet will revive itself and just kick you off. Trust me. The planet doesn't like what you're doing to yourselves, but the planet will survive, okay? The planet is a living organism and it will survive. You, on the other hand, well, you might have difficulties because if you ruin your environment, you ruin your food, you ruin your air, you ruin your water, guess what? What else is there left? I mean, there isn't a single species on the planet that destroys its own environment. Its food source, its water source, its air source, other than humans. It's just not logical. But we do it for profit, which, trust me, is not the wisest thing to do. Profit is fine, making money is fine, capitalism's okay if you don't destroy your environment, okay? But these people, don't worry. Through our positive thoughts, positive deeds, positive action, we will change them. They will be forced into changing because that's just an inevitability of the power of love. Love is the greatest force in the history of our planet, of the universe, of all things. Love is the answer. So in the midst of chaos, like I said in the last video, staying calm, understanding that is going to help us get through it. And they are not going to be allowed to collapse the economy. It's not going to happen. Trust me, it will not happen. You have the power to understand that. Go within to your heart and you'll staying calm, having a cup of coffee and just relaxing. Chill out. Don't worry. It's not going to happen. Oh, they're going to try. They're going to try, but they will not succeed because it doesn't do any good. People fundamentally don't change unless you change the core of who they are. And that's what we are doing. We are fundamentally changing the core. With or without you, we're taking in a direction that you may or may not be aware of, but we're going to go in that direction because why? We are in the midst of change, period. And it's going to happen. There is not going to be any financial collapse. We're going to have to get through this. So if you're driving your car and you're waiting for the light to turn red, you're going to be waiting a very long time, okay? Because that light is going to stay green and it's going to continue to be green because we are in go time. Go time. Why? Like I've said before in other videos, the earth is actually an entity of its own and it's changing, it's growing, it's evolving. And with or without us, it's going to evolve. And so we have to take the indigenous species, the humans who are unaware of it, with them, with the earth. And we're going to fundamentally change your consciousness, change the reality of the planet. And there's a lot of us out there who are doing this each and every day. And those that aren't, we don't care. We just allow them to be who they are, but we move by them and we change everything around them to where they're forced into change. Most people fundamentally, they've done things their whole life, are have an aversion to change. Change is actually good for them, but they don't know it. So we change everything else around them and they come clawing, fighting, scratching, and screaming, but inevitably it changes and it's for their own good. So again, chill out, relax, have a cup of coffee. Sounds good? Guys, thank you for listening. Please hit that like, share, subscribe. Love yourself for who you are. Oh, I just thought of another example. So about change and being forced into change. I have a friend who I used to work at home. At my job, was working at home before COVID. I worked at home. And this person said, I don't think I could ever work at home. I don't think I could ever do it. And I go, well, no, you think that way for the first month, but after that, you're like, oh, working at home is great. And no, I don't think it's for me. Then COVID happens. They're forced to work at home. See, we change without them understanding the reason why we're changing. We force them into it. And guess what? A month later, I love working at home. I never want to go back into the office. And what happened? A lot of people now work at home and production actually goes up. So you see, that's one way how we can change and manipulate the system. So yes, I said manipulate. We use manipulation just like those who manipulated you into a situation that was not for your best and highest good. We manipulate you back into your best and highest good without you actually knowing it, because most people fundamentally won't go there unless they're forced into it. You've always had people say, oh, I've hit rock bottom, and then they create change. You don't have to hit rock bottom to create change. You can change anytime. So anyways, food for thought. Hope you guys like that. There is not going to be a financial collapse. There will not be a nuclear war. It's not going to happen. We're going to continue to work through this together as always. Love you guys. Love yourself. Have a great rest of the day.